On a 4G pitch as well, so it's going to be fast running. That's the London side. Walker at fullback, the Scottish international, Williams, Fleming, Helliwell and Dixon, Piwarangi and Samet, Jared Samet in the halves. And up front, they've got Spencer, Cunningham and Ione in the front row, Pitts, Lovell and Davis in the back row. And on the bench for London, it's Eddie Batty, Adebayi, Butler and Johnson. So there's a lot of experience on there. We'll bring you the Toronto side in just a second, but the game is underway and it will be London who get first touch of the ball and an early chance to bring it out in the shape of Mark Ione, the prop forward, the Auckland ball prop forward, who's tackled 15 metres away from his own half. Brian Noble.
Yeah, exciting game today. All I will have to say is that the wind is a factor here as well. We probably get a glimpse of the flags in the corner there, but Toronto Wolfpack have the wind in this first half, and I expect them to utilise that, and it certainly will be a factor in the second half.
Well, there's some well-known names in this London side. Matt Davis bringing it forward, 10 metres short of the halfway line, but one or two that have been seen in Super League, and the referee, who's Matthew Rossley, by the way, today, Australian referee. Toronto, just to let you know, as Jared Samet gets ready to take this kick, we've got a bit of treatment here. So the Toronto side today, it's as you'd expect, really. Here we go. Quentin Lula-Tagagai is the fullback, Pownall, Worthington, Rawsthorne and Kay the three quarters, McCrone and Brierley the halves, and up front Emmett, Bezic and Sims, Dixon, Whiting and Westerman in the back row, and on the bench it's Sidlow, Ackers, Buchanan and Krasnicki, another of the ex-London players, Olsey Krasnicki.
Yeah, he also will want a big game and a great start from the Broncos in relation to the penalty that they got for themselves.
It's Davis again, 30 metres away, 5 to go. Cunningham, the whole lad, in at dummy half, looking to that left, and Ione again getting involved. So Toronto under pressure in these early stages. Here's Cunningham. Dummying it back to Samet, who tries to cut through.
He backed himself there, didn't he, Samet? Saw a little bit of a glimpse, but was quickly closed by the Wolfpack defence.
Cunningham throwing it wide, a step by Piwarangi, back down the middle, who's going to be held up within sight, almost touching distance of that goal line. It's Cunningham again who spins it. It's caught by his face by Spencer, who will try to force his way over, the big lad, Tom Spencer, back at Wigan. Back in the day. Cunningham again. Now they come right. Here goes Helliwell. Good defending though from Toronto.
Well, it was a good read from Toronto and had to be a little bit of a play around the ruck by Piwarangi. He was wanting to get himself free to either find a kick or a pass play, but closed down really quick by the Wolfpack defence. So
Toronto with a chance to try and clear their lines here. First carry for them is Rawsthorne. Coach is looking on from their eyrie. Driven in by Emmett. It's a lovely afternoon here in, what do you call this, West London? Fashionable West London in Ealing, I think it is. Northwest London?
Northwest.
Northwest London. It's fashionable, it's freezing, but it's sunny. And it's Toronto who are in possession. Bezic at back at dummy half, collects from Westerman's feet. Sims getting the pass away for Dixon to carry it on, a stride or two, but they've reached the fifth. So they're already up to 6. The kick from Brierley bounces on this hard ground. Easily read by the London players. They play on this every other week. Well, exactly. If there is any advantage, it will be to London, as you'd expect with it being a home field. They'll know how this ball reacts to whatever kind of kick that they put up. It's Rhys Williams who's taken that carry in, who's well known to Warrington players, the Welsh international, Warrington fans, I should say. Rhys Williams on this near side. London trying to find a way through here. Early stages of what should be an interesting challenge. Kieran Dixon. Now it's moved back towards the middle once more. Alex Walker, the fullback's chiming in. A step from Matty Fleming, who carries it on again. The contact was made, but he's still made about 10 metres after that. So London putting themselves in decent position, but they're on the last one again. So Summit will put it high in the air. Where's this coming down? It holds up in the breeze. It's padded out by one of the London players, Pewarangi, but it's collected safely by Whiting for Toronto.
Well, there's an intention there from London, a bit of a spread play early, trying to get on the outside, and then back to their go-to person, Jared Samet. Kick the ball high into the air, into this wind.
QLT out of dummy half. It is blowing into the faces of London in this first half, I think, isn't it?
The wind is with Toronto.
Yeah.
So as you look at the screen, it's blowing from right to left.
There's Emmett towards the halfway line. Toronto hoping to get the wind in their sails. Macrone just taking on Pewarangi. Two players who've plenty of experience in the NRL. Pewarangi in Parramatta and Macrone at Canberra and latterly St George Illawarra. Briley again it's a high one. Where's this coming down? Williams underneath it has patched it very safely, and a great step, and off he goes, and he's putting the foot down.
Williams.
Briley bounces him off, but QLT's across there to make the tackle. Well, that's lit up this London crowd. They're enjoying what they're seeing. Ione now looking back down that left-hand side. Cunningham keeps it moving towards the right. Pewarangi dropping the pass off of Helliwell. And Helliwell's going to be wrapped up by a couple.
Well, they've recovered the Wolfpack defence. Brilliant break from Williams down that left-hand side on the back of the kick.
Spencer involved again. At back goes Pewarangi to Samet, trying to bring them on. Toronto safe enough at the moment. Ione, Samet up to the line. It's taken by Pewarangi. They're trying to create a bit of space. The flick pass out to Dixon, who comes back looking towards the middle, Kieran Dixon. But he's got nowhere to go because of those defenders. It's the threat of him being carried towards the touchline.
There's a threat there, isn't he, with his footwork?
Lovell. Pewarangi, grubber kick through, bouncing awkwardly. That's going to take some sorting out. It's gone to ground. The referee says played out, another set of six. Don't need six. Pewarangi has dived in to score the try, and the referee will give it. And London have the opening score here.
Well, it's all on the kick, isn't it, Dave? We get a ricochet, I think. Here we see, here's a break from Williams initially. He's gone and he opens his legs, and it takes a fabulous cover tackle from QLT in the end to bring him to ground, but they played on. And there's a kick from Pewarangi, which can't be cleaned up by the Wolfpack defence. He's cleaned up, and Pewarangi gets the spoils and gets over the line. First score.
He's an Irish international, Happy Pewarangi, and he's just scored a very important try from the London Broncos. 4-0, should be 6 in just a moment, given where it was scored, right in front of the sticks. They're a noisy bunch, aren't they, these London fans? And they've got good reason to be. I think there's a 747 going across the skies as well. We're not too far away from Heathrow Airport here. Jared Samet arrived here at London last year. Brian Noble took him to the Crusaders. Since then he's been at Bradford, at Wakefield. He had a spell at Workington, and now he finds himself with the London Broncos, looking to add a couple to the 4 already gathered. There's bright yellow boots, and the banana kick is between the uprights, and it's 6 points to 0 for London.
Well, great start, London. Planned play, Pewarangi at the sticks and releases the kick. There you go, there it is, and can't be cleaned up by the Wolfpack. It can by London.
Great atmosphere, great atmosphere. Here's Ryan Briley with a kick high in the air. Ione will bring it back. It's Cunningham who's gone in at dummy half. That's a famous name to take the hooker's role. There's no relation to Kieran. He's a Hull lad, 3 years at Hull. Handful of Super League games there before he came here to London back in 2015. Danny Ward, their coach, quite happy with what he's watching at the moment as London trying to move forward again here. Cunningham had to go off injured last week, so he'll be hoping to stay the distance here today. Here's Lovell pushing forward. One of several born out of the so-called heartland, Northampton born. He's been here at the Scholars here or at the Scholars for the last 5-6 years. It's Davis just inside that Toronto half, but they're on the 6th here already. So Peorangi, the try scorer, with a kick that gets caught in the wind, which makes it more difficult to judge. And it was caught by Samet in the first instance, but springs away, and QLT will have possession.
Well, there's a clear indication here that London profited from kicks previously in their games and will continue to manufacture cross kicks, high kicks, short kicks. So defending those kicks is going to be vitally important for the Wolfpack today.
Effectively a 7 tackle count here because of that knock-on at the end of the last one. So here's Bezic. Chance for Toronto to make a bit more yardage here. Emmett. Bezic on the halfway line, and now Brierley looking to cut inside. Bezic. Well, he's read well in defence there, hasn't he? Jay Pitts, another of those Super League stars. And Brierley's kick will ricochet. Now the referee's got a...
Did he play at it?
Not played out, I think, was the referee's mic. Head and feed to London.
Did he play at this? No.
Coming through the ranks is Matthew Rossley, the referee, Australian referee. First saw him in a game in a Challenge Cup, Featherstone Rovers against Thatto Heath a couple of weeks ago. Caused a bit of stir in the Australian media, the fact that he'd refereed that game, so the Aussies are keeping an eye on him as well. Here's Cunningham. As London trying to bring it to Ione towards the halfway line again. Cunningham swooping it back towards the middle. Peorangi just a little bobble from him, likewise from Walker, but caught safely enough. And again, just a little bit of a tester there from Walker, the Harlow-born Scottish international. The inside ball is not forward, and Toronto get it back again.
Well, I think that's the first error, is it? Other than the knock-on from the kick play, which was play 6 or 7, which is hard to count. I think in open play we're into the game 5 or 6 sets now, and that's the first. This one here that he's knocked the ball on.
It's a forward pass from dummy half as well, I think, wasn't it? From Cunningham, young Cunningham. So head and feed for Toronto. They're going to have to get used to this, aren't they, the Wolfpack, that sides are going to come out at them really hard and really fast, because they're a name that everybody wants to knock over. And they come out, teams are going to come out with a big ambition. It's a change here. Ralston's gone off with an injury. And Olsi Krasniqi is on, the former London Broncos player. So head and feed for the Wolfpack. And here comes Krasniqi with his first touch. So let's hear about that injury news. Matt Shaw is down on the touchline.
Treatment, he's had a concussion, it appears. He's certainly getting assessed for that, so we will have 10 minutes to check him out and see how he is. He got injured in the opening set of the game. He received some treatment and seemingly hasn't really recovered, so he will come back in 10 minutes. We will get the outcome of that concussion assessment test as soon as he comes back round.
OK, Matt, thanks very much indeed. Toronto pressing here, best position they've had so far in the game. It's Whiting on this left-hand side who's tackled. Kay will pick up and will have a little dabble here. Has a little look. They're on the 6th, coming up. So Macron's kick is, well played by, is that Peorangi? It is, who's got a foot on that and then managed to drop on it as well.
Yeah, didn't quite thread the needle there, Macron, in relation to the kick. Well cleaned up by Lovell.
Toronto muscling up here. This was the kick that didn't quite get where it needed to be from the Wolfpack's point of view. If you are just switching on, just to underline that Toronto are the team in white today. Normally they wear black, but quite clearly have changed because of the London strip, which is reminiscent of the strip they used to have at Fulham. Remember back in the day when they first
London
started. Team, yeah.
I played there against them.
Did you? Those were heady days, weren't they? Now it comes to this right-hand side, and Helliwell is offering a threat. Kay's there to make the tackle. Macron and Westerman joining in. So the last play here Last play in the set, a little step by Samet. Again, it's a high one. Again, this could go anywhere. Swerving in the air, in that wind, it bounced. And
tell you what, he's not frightened of chasing his own kick and getting the result, is he? Real alert to that, the Wolfpack team, but always a threat when he throws the ball up there. He'll chase his own kicks to the death, will Jared Samet.
Forgot the exact word that's on his chest, but he has a word tattooed on his chest and it's spelt wrong. Here comes Ashton Sims.
Different.
Something like Endeavour or something like that, and it's the wrong spelling. Anyway, here's McCrone. Little dummy, didn't fancy the pass away because the defenders were right up in his face, but he does fancy the offload, and QLT, and Whiting has dropped it, and Pewarangi is there to pick it up, and London have possession back again in the shape of Mark Ione. Helliwell. Little offload away.
Everybody catching their breath. It's been a fast start to the game. It's a fast field, and Cunningham here bouncing in and out of tackles, trying to find a play.
So do you have to be fitter for a game like this, or a game in the mud that Toronto had in Barrow?
Different kinds of fitness. One is an endurance, and this is about footwork and speed and understanding that the fast track enables you to use your prowess and move the ball around quicker.
Kieran Dixon plays. Cunningham comes out again from dummy half and looks to bring on those runners on the left-hand side. Samet with the ball back on the inside for Alex Walker, who's played in Super League for this club against Bradford back in 2014. Pewarangi again. They keep it alive. Here's Walker again with a step and tries to get away and gets the pass away, and a push by Matt Davis to repel what would have been a tackle. And great play from London again. They've unpicked that Toronto defence. They lead here by 10 points to 0.
Well, that's ball movement in and around the play off Samet. He's trying to find people on the inside. Pewarangi goes at the middle, finds half a break. Davis is there, passes to... Davis is there to pick up the spoils as well. So he's got them away. He's got them through. Great start from the London Broncos. There's Davis. Walker pushing through the middle. Davis on the end of things to finish off the play. 10-0 kick to come, as they say.
Well, this will be a shock to Toronto's system so far. Nearly 17 minutes played. 10-0, and again it's eminently kickable for Jared Samet. Right in front of the sticks. It's been a very enthusiastic start by London with no shortage of skill.
Absolutely. Good ball movement, trying people out one-on-one.
So this is Jared Samet. Well manicured beard, 10 metres out, just to the right of the upright. Should be an easy one on a firm surface, no foot slippage. Over it goes, 12-0. London lead in these early stages.
Well, here's the break. Pewarangi trying to test the line. Walker gets his nose through the line. Davis as ever on the inside, backing up.
So 12-0. You get a feeling on a pitch like this, and Widnes have a 4G pitch as well in the Super League, that you do get some higher scores on these fields, not just because it's a faster track, but also players maybe even subconsciously not quite getting into tackles, going down as eagerly as they might on a normal grass field.
Well, let's not forget as well that they've scored 100 points in their 2 home fixtures here, so they know the formula.
Cunningham spins it wide again. It comes further wide on this right-hand side. Will Lovell getting involved and pushing in and pushing hard, but 3 Toronto defenders are there. Westerman came in as the 4th, just to put the man on the ground, but it's out of dummy half. Dixon springing away. Kay's got his number. Cunningham again. This is Davis, try scorer. 5 gone. Here comes the last. Cunningham. Pewarangi. Up in the air again. Again, it's a tester because who knows where it's coming down. Well, QLT does. He read that really well in the air.
Yeah, it was a good catch from QLT, but No secret to London's formula at the moment. Get down, play the ball quickly. Keep the ball fast, run it out of dummy half as soon as they get an opportunity. Not letting this Toronto team settle.
They search down the right with Andrew Dixon. Bob Bezic comes in at dummy half. Briley went right, but Bezic comes to this centre of the field, almost finds a way through. Dragged down just. The old master finding a bit of a gap. A step back by Westerman. But again, they've reached the fifth. Again, they're going to have to look for a kick here. McCrone, as the advancing Cunningham comes out, it hits Piorangi, who's played at that undoubtedly. McCrone has it back again. It's another set of 6. They might not need them all, because here goes Richard Whiting to score the try. Well, they say you make your own luck, and the kick is what made that moment of magic for Toronto. They have their response, they're back in the game.
Well, Rich Whiting gets the spoils, but it's the ricochet kick from McCrone. They come a short side, fires, tries to get the ball through, it's ricocheted off. Is it Helliwell that it comes off, and McCrone picks up the spoils, and Whiting on the inside ball finishes the play. There's the ricochet.
Desperate stuff from Piorangi, wasn't he? Trying to get a hold of that.
Trying to get back because he'd ricocheted off of him and game on again.
Well, they'll settle a few Toronto nerves. 20 minutes played. I'm pretty certain it's not going to be the last try of the game. I think we're going to see many tries today. It's got high-scoring match written all over it, this. Ryan Briley, if he puts this over, would bring the scores back to within 6. Lift of the left knee, a strike of the right foot, and the flags are hoisted to say that's all good. It's 12 points to 6. London still have the lead, but Toronto have their response.
Well, here's a play from Whiting that gets released in the end. Piorangi was desperately trying to claw the back in because he had ricocheted off him, and as you say, chase kicks on a day when kicks are going to be vitally important and have proven so far, then play them till the death, play them till the ball's at 0, as they say, till there's nothing other, any other option can become apparent.
It's also a day when it's difficult to put the ball on the tee because the wind's blowing.
Well, the wind is an issue, and probably didn't elaborate that too much at the start of the game in relation for our viewers watching, but it really is a difficult wind to call. It is blowing across the screens, as we say, right to left, but it also swirling as well.
Offside against the London defenders, coming up too quickly. Bezic getting a penalty. Well, the kick has not found touch. Not found touch with a wind at the back. That's a little unforgivable, really. It's a couple of times this season now that Toronto have had a kick to touch which hasn't found its mark. Instead, Alex Walker was able to catch and bring it back. Here's Eddie Batty. Regular viewers of Premier Sports will remember him playing for the Sheffield Eels. There's the kick. Didn't quite have the hoist, the lift to get over.
Well, there.
Oh, it's a step back on the inside. Terrific stuff from Piorangi, who's got support, but it's a prop forward on his inside, so he might have to do it himself if he's looking for pace.
Great break, Piorangi.
Good cover back, though. Toronto are back to a man, but here's Samet. Westerman goes high. Penalty for London right in front of the sticks.
Well, the kick is a coach killer. It's a controllable that Briley misses the sideline, and this is the end product, is that Samet's going here. We see the high shot from Westerman on him, going for goal. But here's the break from Piorangi. He's gone. Just needs some support on his outside. QLT does a fabulous job in stopping that support and then getting back and making the play. Joe Westerman comes back. Everybody scrambling back. Cunningham finds the play. Samet fancies himself under the sticks, and a high shot that leads to the penalty.
Westerman complaining. London with a penalty right in front of the sticks here. We've just seen Jared Samet picking something off the field. It can't be a leaf of grass because there's no grass out there, but he's just thrown it in the air to find out which way the wind's blowing. That suggests the same way it was blowing last time you had a kick, Jared, in exactly this position.
Are you questioning the kicking procedure of a
He's
Jared
a professional.
Samet?
He's a thorough professional. So penalty attempt to give his side a 2-score lead. 12-6 as it stands. He's not going to rush this. Each of his kicks so far today have been more or less in this position. He knows the route, he finds it again. Successful formula, and 14 points to 6 in London's favour with 24 minutes played.
Good riposte from London.
So Ryan Brierley to restart again here. And London adding a bit of crunch. Tom Spencer, remember Tom Spencer when he was at Wigan? We watched him on loan for South Wales, and he played in the derby, North Wales Crusaders against South Wales Scorpions. Right, yeah. And I think the day after played for Wigan against St Helens. Oh, this is great. Again. Terrific handling again here from London. They're finding ways through. Left, right, and in the centre, Ben Helliwell. Dealt with. They want a penalty for a second effort, the London fans. They're not going to get one. It's Eddie Batty straightening up. 30 out. Cunningham waits at dummy half. 3 to his right, but he goes left again. Biwarangi out to Samet. Samet read in defence by Brierley, but they managed to brush him off and get the pass away down that left-hand side. Rhys Williams already shown his prowess with a ball in hand. His running style causing...
On fire at the moment, the Broncos. Scything and making breaks and proving a handful.
Samet's kick, QLT takes it, the bounce into his hands, and he's gonna got the strength to keep in the field of play as well.
Cleaned that up well. He was in the right place at the right time there, because a smart kick from Samet, that short kick again.
But job to be done here. Johnny Pownall off the wing and carrying out some of the hard work. Richard Whiting. Here's Bezic. Westerman stopped, put the brakes on. Bezic again. Tough work by Krasnicki. That was a kick.
Penalty. He's got in the way marker.
Ben Helliwell.
Unlucky really from Helliwell. He was trying to get out of the way, but is a penalty clearly.
I think someone said something out of turn as well. The penalty was there, but then somebody said something out of turn, so the kick to touch was further downfield, and the tap restart as a result is here. And here's Ashton Sims crashing in, held up 20 metres away. Bezic waits at dummy half. Left they come. McCrone runs into his own man, Westerman, and he carried on. He might have given an obstruction away, but he had the sense to go back the other way, but the passing is poor. It's put down, and here they come on the fly again, and we know how quick this fella is. Rhys Williams down that left-hand side, but look how quick Brierley is. Brierley's across there, pushed away, and Rhys Williams is in to score by the left of the sticks. It's a wonderful, wonderful flowing move. London Broncos have their third of the day. It's 18 points to 6, and they're showing that their start to the season so far is no fluke.
Well, there's the offload from Sims. And the ball goes to ground, and Rhys Williams is away. Bang, gone. So Worthington's got to try and run him down. Brierley's in the backfield trying to run him down, but he gives him the bam, see you later. It's a bit of there, and Williams finishes it. He's looked on fire, hasn't he, Rhys Williams? He's been quick and decisive and incisive. But there's the pass play that goes to ground, and then they take full money, full value for this lead at the moment. The Broncos are fast and they're quick and they're scything through.
Well, he was a good player at Warrington, wasn't he? We were impressed with him a time or two at Warrington back in the day, and a division lower, he's proved very, very effective. 18 points to 6, and Samet's back there with a conversion attempt in front of the sticks.
Well, he's got his formula for this as well. They full value their lead at the moment. Scruffy skill from the Wolfpack, and giving this London team every opportunity, and you have to say they're taking them.
Samet settles. Those bright yellow boots to the fore once more, and he strikes it very well again. That is 4 out of 4 from his kicking point of view. You'd have to give London 10 out of 10 for the way they've started this game. And this try came as a result of that mistake. And this was top of the shot, wasn't it? Absolutely terrific stuff.
Well, they're finishing really well. They look really sharp, don't they?
Well, it's a deficit that Toronto are staring at now, and quite a deficit, not just a case of getting back in the game. They've got to stop their opponents from scoring. They're looking very capable every time they have ball in hand.
Well, you can see why they've scored a lot of points already here.
Here's Cunningham at dummy half. It's taken in by Eddie Batty. A little earlier we saw that Nick Rawsthorne had gone off with a head injury. He's got the head test, he's had the head test, and we've got information on that now from Matt Shaw down on the touchline. Matt.
Yeah, well, bad news, I'm afraid, for Nick Rawsthorne. He won't be returning. He hasn't passed that concussion assessment test, so Toronto will be playing with 16 players for the rest of this game. As it stands, Richard Whiten has moved into centre where Rawsthorne was, and they've added an extra middle with Krasniqi going in there. We'll see how that develops as the game goes on.
Okie dokie. Thanks, Matt. Here's Samet. Piwarangi straightening up right down the middle. He's having a field day here at the moment, and he's got support coming.
Wow of a game, isn't it? That was another score. Had they got cleaned that one up.
Jay Pitts getting involved and trying to twist it round, but if Samet had Velcro on his hands, I think he would have scored a hat-trick today.
Well, Pitts is flick-flacking, and Samet, there's ball movement all around, players moving all around. It's just a little bit too quick for this Wolfpack team at the moment.
Mind you, if he had Velcro on his hand, he stroked his beard, he'd be in trouble, wouldn't he? Well, he's a happy man at the moment. Danny Ward taking on the mantle here, as we mentioned earlier, from Andrew Henderson. Hendo going up to assist the Warrington team. Assistant coach at Warrington. Danny Ward taking over here, and the great work that was done last year is being built on again this year. Got themselves into the top 8 at one stage. It looks as though they might be promoted to Super League, the London Broncos. Dream just kind of fizzled away, but this year they're mounting a challenge again. Sidlow's coming on, Westerman has gone off, and Ackers is on the field as well. A little flutter of boos from the home fans. So Andy Ackers goes in there. Bob Bezic stays on the field, doesn't he, looking around, and just gives them a bit of zip out of dummy half, extra zip out of dummy half with Ackers on there. Left at the London club, a little bit of controversy at the start of this season, back end of last. Brierley puts it high, out comes Walker, the fullback, judges it well, catches it smartly, but he'll have to start from there.
Yeah, they won't mind that London, the way they're playing. The time they come to the fringes, they've looked dangerous and quick and sharp, and that's the challenge for the Wolfpack, to get up to speed with that kind of thing.
Cunningham moving it left. Jay Pitts tackle. Cunningham left again. Sadiq Adebayi coming on for London as well. Cunningham. Back to Samet on the halfway line with the kick. Quentin Lolotagagai comes forward safely enough, efficiently enough. Samet with a tackle, but QLT bounces and has another go.
Well, there's one thing for sure with Samet. He will chase his own kicks until he gets some kind of outcome.
Okay. Three scores behind at the moment, Toronto. Bezic, he won't panic. Ackers. And Sidlow. Much more than a settling influence. Ackers again. Emmett with a nice flat pass. They try to keep it alive through Krasniqi. The ball has been lost. A forward pass, the referee says. Yep. Forward pass, London.
Adjudicating the pass between Emmett and Krasniki was forward. Touchy's called it. That's what the official's saying. Touchy called it.
Eddie Batty is just getting a bit of treatment. Water carriers coming on for both sides. It's a real chill in the air. If you're sitting watching in your nice warm armchair, it's a bit chilly here. It's going to get worse, by the way. If you're watching from Toronto, we're feeling your freeze, because we're getting the beast from the east in this next week. The Siberian weather is heading this way, and it might drop as low as -2. I know people watching in Toronto going, that's a summer's day over here. But over here, we feel that. London's head and feed, and it's London's lead at the moment, 20 points to 6. 7 minutes of this first half still to play. What a wow of an afternoon they're having so far. Helliwell. It's up to Toronto to stem the tide here. Cunningham. Puarangi. Halfway line reached. Collects Dixon. Cunningham. He's making sure he couldn't get the quick pass away, and the referees decided it was a forward pass anyway.
The touchy again helped him.
Questions asked by Cunningham this time. You sure? Yep.
They love a short side at London. A short side by that. If they've got a small amount of space down towards the sideline, they'll have a crack at it with little pass plays.
Other games taking place today as well in the Championship. We'll hopefully bring you a few of those scores at half-time. Here's Worthington for Toronto. Ackers at a dummy half. Here comes Jacob Emmett. Big fella, Emmett. Takes some stopping. Now it comes with McCrone. Bezic pushing forward. He's a veteran dynamo, isn't he, Bob Bezic? Just keeps going and going, whatever position he's playing in at that particular time. Sidlow now will push it further as well. 6 minutes from half-time. Toronto could do with a score here. Ackers across to Brierley, into the line. It comes the huge Andrew Dixon, who's managed to bounce his way over, and the referee confirms it. Dixon finding the line and the energy and the determination. And Toronto get a much-needed try back again.
Well, there's a message there for the Toronto team. Get to the right parts of the field and you've got the equipment. Ackers out of dummy half, finds Brierley, who finds Dixon on the power. Ticks out Samet and gets himself over there from the play. So back into the game, the Wolfpack team.
Well, there'll be a sense of relief coursing through the veins of the Toronto players as a result of that timely scoring moment as well, with half-time not too far away. If this goes over, an 8-point deficit suddenly doesn't seem that huge. They certainly needed to score again first. Well, Bradley might have a bit of sun in his eyes here. Won't really put him off, I'm sure. Shadows lengthening. The kick, though, is a good one. Over it goes. It's 20 points to 12. London's lead not quite as impressive as it was now.
Oh, here you go. Ackers causing problems, running up the line. Finds Brierley, who finds Dixon one-on-one against Samet and drags him over the line.
Paul Rowley will be a little happier now. Kick spirals in the air. QLT with a catch. Sidlow brings it back. Physical challenge offered by ball carrier, met by defenders. Some big hits going in all the time. This is Ackers. Little dallying run and a flat pass to try and put Emmett through the gap, and more than flat. The touch judge, same touch judge, says forward pass. That's a hat-trick of forward pass calls by the touch judge on this near side.
Well, we've seen some scores on the back of his lapses in concentration in relation to skill. Both sides of the fence. London with a forward pass led to a score, and clearly the other way. So here's Hackers with the ball.
It's a tight call, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all about the way the hands are pointing. But it's all about the possession that London have here. Referee wants it taken again. It's Jordan Johnston on the back of that pack for London, the number 28. He's on loan here from Widnes. Never seen him in the Super League last year. Here he comes. Spins it left. Samet. Push back. Almost as far as he took it forward. Johnston again. Davis. Caught the eye, did Johnston, in a Challenge Cup tie last year for Widnes. And he's one that you look at for the future as well. Future ahead of him. Here he comes out of dummy half once again, trying to get things working. Jared Samet curves back towards the middle. Alex Walker, the fullback, bouncing and deciding that there are too many white shirts there, so he'll have a go down the middle, but there's lots of white shirts there as well.
He was looking for a hole, wasn't he? And there wasn't one there. Samet was the same beforehand, so they hand the ball off, they keep the ball alive.
In by Batty, recovered from that earlier knock. Tackle count is running down here, but they're only 18 strides away. It's the last of the set. Johnston to Samet. A little kick over the top. QLT has to change his direction, and well, there was a claim for an obstruction that maybe the chasers were just shielded away by defenders, but the referee says no, quite firmly as well, quite definitively.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of an Oscar performance. Let's have a look. Somebody, oh, who knows?
His touch. I think in the Premier League that might have been a penalty, but we're playing rugby league here, thankfully. So the referee says play on. Emmett. Hackers, here he goes, has a go. Welcoming committee for him amongst one or two ex-teammates. Kick away by McCrone. Oh, that's a good kick. It's bounced into the in-goal area and beyond in the end.
So a 20-metre restart.
Yeah, tap back
your
on the
favourite
20.
7 players?
Yeah, 7 players. First of those will be from Dixon. Send the little man in. Go on, you have a go, Kieran. You've not done much so far. Just see if you can knock over those 3 big prop forwards standing in your way. Oh, you can't. Right, we'll play the ball and let's start again. Some jinking runs here. This time from the other winger, Rhys Williams. Didn't you once sign Kieran Dixon, but he got injured? Am I right in remembering that?
Salford.
At Salford, when he was a London player and you were at Salford.
Yes.
But he got a bad injury, didn't he?
Playing for the England Knights.
Here's Johnston. 10 oh, great offload by Johnston as well. He's done really well there. So Helliwell can take it on again. Another Scottish international, another former Warrington player. Johnson to the middle. Piorangi. Short pass for Adebayi. 20 metres out when he's chopped down. Johnston picks up and goes again. They're flying into it in the shape of Jay Pitts on that occasion.
I want to kick again here, Samet.
10 out, back
kind
to
of a kick
Samet.
as he got here.
He's going for a drop goal, and he has nailed it as well. With time ticking down, that's perhaps not a bad option. Just put the extra 1 point on there. 21 points to 12 as a result of that Samet drop goal.
Well, they came away with something, didn't they? Pressured the line, and bang. 9-point ball game.
Doesn't make an awful lot of difference, does it, in terms of what Toronto have to do, but it just keeps the tins ticking, clattering.
Working it out, it's still a 2-score game in theory, but it's not 2 scores in relation to a goal kick, so they can score a kind of goal kick to get levelled. Now they can't.
Yep. Oh, ball's blown over. Restart is safely caught. Batty can bring it out. Johnston. Here's Sadiq Adebayi, another local lad, very much ex-Richmond Warriors. Adebayi, he's only 21 as well. There's a lot of, not a lot, but a real good collection of decent local players coming through here. That's gone out of play. Can they? Oh, they can't. Oh, yes. No. I thought the referee had stopped the clock, but the hooter sounds and he blows his whistle, so that's the end of the half. 21 points to 12. That scoreline. Brian Noble, what did you make of that first half?
Yeah, well deserved of their lead, London. They've been sharper, they've been quicker in and around. They've caused some breaks on the fringes. Pure Angie and Samet running the game with lots of willing helpers in and around their team, and enthusiastic, and a couple of unforced errors and mistakes on this Toronto team have allowed them in the team, but well worth their lead.
Well, let's get an insight on what's been happening on the field. Bob Bezic is out there. He's speaking with Matt Shaw.
Bob, a difficult first 40 minutes. What's your assessment of that?
We need to respect the ball a little bit more. Obviously, we're not defending tough enough. I think they find in the front too much, and we're switching off when the ball's gone. So something we need to work on, and the game's still in the bag.
How difficult a side are they to defend? We spoke so much about in the game how good an attacking side they are. Are they proving to be harder than you thought?
Yeah, they're difficult to play an interesting style of rugby, so we need to adapt to that and get back to what we do best, which is defend tough and complete our sets with good go forward. So we're way below standard, but London are playing well.
Thanks, Bob.
Howdy!
Ah,
You want some help?
are you sure that's the right amount? Fine,
Thank you so much.
Car looks good. Still got some money left. Whoa! Ooh-wee. All of it?
All of it.
Most of it. Give it most of it. Try and keep something in the baby.
That's a driver win. Like saving carloads of cash at Confused.com.
Introducing the new Jaguar E-Pace.
Have I got PPI? Mr. Brockett had been missold PPI and claimed back over £4,500 on his Barclays loan. Mrs. Keatley had PPI too and successfully claimed back over £2,500 from MB&A. We've obtained refunds totaling over £100 million for our clients. But the PPI claim deadline has been set. For a free PPI check, text PPI to 80800. Have I got PPI? That's PPI to 80800.
What is a flat white?
Oh dear.
2/3 coffee, 1/3 milk, 1/3 foam. Yeah.
It's the complexity of the brewing of coffee and the simplicity of its mastery.
It's all about the micro bubbles.
Macro bubbles.
What is a flat white?
You don't know what a flat white is?
It's like a stronger latte, just with less milk.
The flat white. Thanks. Now at McDonald's.
There was once a girl whose mum had helped her overcome stage fright. So seeing her mum scared when she found out she was terminally ill came as a huge shock. But the Marie Curie nurses did more than look after her mum. They took away her fear. She told the girl they'd helped her to live even though she was dying. That girl was me.
Please text DAF to 70800 to donate £5 and help our nurses care for more people living with a terminal illness.
Kids, please behave.
Hi, love. The fridge freezer's died. I'll try and salvage what I can, but...
What? Can't wait till payday to get that fixed. Quick, think. Don't worry, I'll call someone out. We'll soon have it fixed. I better put this frozen veg back too.
Restore some order with a short-term loan from Quickquid. Find out more at quickquid.co.uk.
I'm here to photograph someone very special. I've had a tip-off. She's coming out the stage door. Great, no one else is here. Oh, get back.
Hey, how was the show tonight, Chloe?
Hey, give us a smile.
Hey,
oh,
no photo.
looking gorgeous.
Go, get down.
Let's have a look. She's not normally as feisty as that.
Oh, that's a lovely expression. Vintage Chloe. Timeless. Love that one. So happy with that.
Yopa.
Mum, what's Yopa? They're the estate agents that make it so easy to sell your home with your own dedicated local agent.
And all for a low fixed fee.
And with Yopa's no sale, no fee plan, you don't pay a penny till your house is sold. It really is the best of both worlds.
We'd absolutely use Yopa to sell our home, but we're just a made-up sitcom family.
And this isn't even a real house.
Oh, Yopa. Seriously, why not?
So the London players coming out for the start of the second half. The Wolfpack are already out there. Paul Rowley will have issued his stern words as well. Simon Finnegan alongside him as they take their place back in the coaching box for this second period. Our referee Matthew Rossley, as we mentioned earlier, the Australian who's coming through the ranks. I think this might be the biggest game he's had so far in his blossoming career. And again, Jared Samet just throwing a little bit of something in the air to see which way the wind is blowing before he kicks us off in this second half. The referee just checking that all's okay, and it is, so off we go with Samet's kick that is caught. Oh, it's misjudged by QLT right from the start. Huge kick. QLT thought it might have been going out on the full. It wasn't, even though the wind played a part in it. It's a drop out underneath the sticks.
Oh, it's a fantastic kick. It's misjudged by QLT. Here it goes, spiralling, moving.
Well, whatever he throws in the air to see how strong the wind is and which way it's blowing, it obviously works for Jared Samet, because that was absolutely pinpoint. And what it's done is it's given his side a great start to the second half, a position to work from right from the start.
Definitely.
Piorangi, this is Samet, goes out back to the fullback Walker. Walker gets it on again, Fleming putting on the step. Toronto defenders are there, putting him on his back, so Pitts races up quickly. Jay Pitts to go out, and he's going down the blind side here. Pitts, he fancied that there might have been a chink of an opportunity, but it closes just as quickly as he picked that ball up. Back to Samet again, offering it to several, throws it into Piorangi. Cross behind the defender there. Yep, referee saw that
was a
quite
penalty.
clearly. It's a daft penalty to give away, wasn't it, from London's point of view?
Well, they create the opening. If he'd have just passed the ball here, Piorangi's going for the... There's the cross.
Can't run behind your own man when it obstructs the opposition. Simple as. So penalty for Toronto has relieved that early pressure. Now what can they build from here? Sidlow takes it in. 10 short of the halfway line, where he will go down tackled. Now Krasnicki, another of the ex-Londoners, as we mentioned, and here's the other, Akers at dummy half. Emmett driving it forward. Jack Bussey also played here, didn't he, but not involved today because of injury. Sidlow straightening up. They're eating the yards here. They're getting a bit of distance downfield. They've still got a couple of tackles in the bag as well. Here's one of them, Dixon, down. The referee puts his arm in the air. This is the last. Briley springs into action, puts a little grubber kick in, but it looks to be well covered, and is well covered. And it's an easy clearing run again. Piorangi seems to have his hands on everything in this game so far.
Yeah, he's played well, hasn't he? Played really well. A bit of a nothing play at the end there from... I think they got caught on last play there, the Wolfpack. Briley kicking for himself. Nobody else aware of what he was doing or what he was trying to do.
Williams. Jordan Johnston. Out of dummy half, and Batty. Whoa, it's a solid connection, but he just bounced like he's made of rubber with a touch of concrete.
He's definitely a hit and spinner. A hit and spinner.
Johnston running out. Akers trying to get over the top and knock the ball free. 5 gone. Now it's the last. Samet spinning high in the air. QLT has to come a distance here. Well, he's claimed it superbly well.
Claimant, there's a claimant. Somebody was knocked off the ball, but
Briley. Worthington. Ackers. Looking for the honest approach again here. Right down the middle. Buchanan gets up and plays the ball. This is McCrone, and now QLT. Oh, it's a passer's balloon in the air. Miss connection, and it bounces off Richard Whiting and is a knock on.
Well, it was a knock on. Slightly high, the pass from QLT. There you go.
It was over his shoulder, wasn't it?
It was. I think he just got caught in his QLT's hands, and they've got to be pretty near perfect this second half to have much of a chance, the Wolfpack, so they can't afford those kind of things on final play, because London will try and exploit that. They are dangerous.
It's getting cooler and cooler. Every passing minute, the wind's getting stronger as well. Dixon on that right-hand side. He's spinning away. He's a sharp box of tricks. Toronto getting dealt with. Get back a big 10. Now it's taken in by Adebayi. Again, Toronto got some yards to cover to get back in defence. Johnston goes out of dummy half. The pass away. Here's an opportunity. Helliwell down that right-hand side with a dummy. Looking for the offload. Gets the offload. Dixon picks it up, but it's a forward pass. Touch judge. Same touch judge. Swap sides. That's four forward
Swap
passes.
side, same result. Yeah. Forward pass.
He knows a forward pass when he sees one. There he is. He's absolutely spot on.
Have a look. Really well, trying to free the ball, get it down in front of him. Yeah, can't do that. It's not American football. It's the RFL, not the NFL.
Or the CFL for our Toronto viewers.
Yeah.
Bit of an injury concern. I thought he got blood all over his shirt, but it's the design of the shirt.
I thought it was blood as well.
It is blood.
It is blood.
It is blood.
You wouldn't design a shirt like that.
Well, I don't know. It looks good.
Does it?
Maybe there's designers watching thinking we could do a shirt like that. But he's off is Ben Helliwell, and it means that back on the field comes James Cunningham a little earlier than expected. Interested to see how this sorts itself out. Cunningham going in at loose forward, or is he playing at right centre? We'll wait and see. Anyway, Toronto back in possession, and it's Worthington who has it. They're ganging up on him and making the tackle. 15 out of dummy half. It's brought by Pownall. Toronto desperate for some yards here. Ackers now, he's sharp, and a dummy thrown, but they grab a hold of him. Batty round the shoulders, Pitts round the hips. A step back on the inside by Dixon, just inside the London territory. This is a good set here, and Ackers with a dummy, and off he flies through. Briley's waiting for it. There's a hand on it, but it's going to be knocked backwards, and then Briley knocks it forwards, and therefore London get it back, and they start their set there. Well, there's a London hand on it, but it knocked it backwards, didn't it?
It did knock it backwards, so it was
Briley's knock on, wasn't it?
Not Briley's knock on in relation to the ball. It would have been back to 6 had he dived on the ball.
Could have done either. Instead, it's London who are bringing it away. An opportunity for Johnston to show his prowess from that dummy half position as well. Pitts, Jay Pitts. We'll remember him from Wakefield and Leeds and Hull. He's had a very decent career as Jay Pitts. Here's a man looking for a very decent career. Adebayi right at the front end of his career. The kick is from Samet. High in the air, QLT measures it, missed it, and they can't get a hand on it. The referee says first knock on.
It's that monster kick again. That monster kick from Jared Samet, and they chase it, and QLT to go forward or backwards. Either way.
Well, he got there. There's no doubt about that. He got there, but hits his chest and bounces away. End result is head and feed for London. A look of determination to put wrongs right there on the face of QLT in this set. Toronto have got some defending to do. 7.5 minutes of the second half played, and there's a flying Jared Samet, threatening up by Johnston, runs into a wall of defenders. 5 away. Cunningham now will try to burrow his way over. Can't do so.
He's given a penalty.
Not square, is he given there? Not square at the marker. Ben Helliwell, by the way, we're being told has gone for stitches in that bad-looking cut on his face. Meantime, his teammates carry on without him. Eddie Batty. Here's Johnston. And a dive for the line by Adebayi. He's over, but I'm not sure he's got it down. No, the Toronto players are there in numbers and with determination. And they keep that ball up. They go back to the 10 to play it again.
A sneaky little short side player there for Adebayi. Can't quite get the ball down.
And they do play it again. They come back with another threat here. Matt Davis. Couple of steps by him. Johnston. Here's Batty. Oh, and it's been lost by Adebayi as he tried to go through. It's Quentin Lolatagaga who comes up with it.
Well, it's good defence from the Wolf pattern.
Emmett.
It's got quite tough this game, hasn't it? Batty was trying to put Adebayi through the hole there, but
hit him on the legs with a pass, didn't he, rather in the hands. Not much that Adebayi could do about that. Buchanan. Toronto making ground here. Worthington up and plays. Briley goes left. Ashton Sims, experience required here now to steady the ship and get Toronto cruising in the right direction. Ackers' kick is nice little efficient kick to touch. The end result is head and feed for London. It's about 15 from their own line.
Trying to make my mind up whether that's the right play when you're chasing the game a little bit two-score game. 10 minutes in, it's a balance. They can talk about the defence and get into the right part of the field here, but at some stage you're going to have to start kicking the ball with a view to getting it back.
Still a long time to go, isn't it? Half an hour,
yeah,
but
and that's why I say it's not.
Yeah,
it's not the wrong choice in relation to kick selection.
2 tries. Scoreline reversed, so Toronto will be trying to keep that in their minds. But the way London have played, there's no doubting that they certainly have the potential to add what they've already got. Batty wriggles free and gets it out to Johnson, who goes to that right-hand side. Good little player, isn't he, Jordan Johnston?
Yeah, only young.
Good attitude. 20 years of age, but here he is again, Johnston. Batty. Inside pass to fullback Walker. Walker looking for the middle again. Too many defenders there. That's 5. Here comes a 6. Is it going to be another big boomer up in the air? No, it's going to be along the ground instead. Go and chase that, QLT. And it comes off the legs, I think, of the chasing Kieran Dixon. And Toronto are going to be penned inside that in-goal area. And it's a dropout underneath the sticks.
Well, it's a great kick and chase. Purangi dribbles the ball through. Different from the high kicks that caused all the problems. He ticks it through, and Dixon goes for that ball. He may have got a better result, but Kay has to clean it up in the end.
So the sun begins to sink, but hopes are rising from the home team. It's another set that they have here. Ione is tackled on the 20, so 5 to have a go from this distance. Cunningham. Now it comes left to Pitts. Into a bit of a cul-de-sac. Now Johnston goes again. He's going to have a real battle for that line. Has he got that down? And the referee's going to give this. The referee has given it. Jordan Johnston. Sheer determination. sheer will to win. Somehow from dummy half through the cat flap of the Toronto defence, scores a try that takes it to 25-12.
Well, it's out of nothing, and he's backed himself when he's got there. Sees the man on the ground, takes the defenders on, Briley and QLT, and he's just backs himself and gets it down. Too strong for those two defenders, and boy, he stretches out, and whoa, is he happy about that.
Well, if the back door's locked, try the cat flap, and that's what he did. And he scored a try that puts London in real control here now. It's a 3-score game again. Toronto have to score 3 times, one way or another, to get themselves into the lead from here. But my goodness, there's no guarantee of that. There's no guarantee that they're going to prevent London scoring again and again. Toughest kick of the day so far for Jared Sammut. Previous 4 have been more or less in front of the post. This time it's just to the left. A few sweet nothings he whispers to himself before he'll come forward and address the ball. It'll bend up the knees, and here he comes. And has he hit that well? Yes, he has. He read the wind very well, started it right, it hooked, curled back in left. It is 27 points to 12. London lead.
Oh, there he goes, Johnson, boom.
London Broncos 27, Toronto Wolfpack 12.
Backed himself and came up with a result.
So it's a solemn look from the Toronto coach at the moment. How does this get fixed? 15 points the difference. They need at least 3 tries. So far they've managed a couple. Riley puts it high, it'll hold up in the wind, it'll come back towards that advancing line. There's every chance they get the ball back here, Toronto, and the referee's seen a knock on, so I think they will get the ball back here, Toronto. Quick to the scrum to stop the clock. They want as much time as possible.
Well, it's a result. They got a result from the short kick, chase the short kick. I think it's a knock on here from, yep, there it is.
I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Cunningham.
So does the recovery start here? Does the revival start here? From the Toronto Wolfpack point of view, Worthington will run it in hard. Scored a try from a scrum last week against Halifax, but wider and closer to the line on that occasion. He's rolling over another yard or two. Here comes Sidlow to batter it forward. Sidlow's held up, but only 15 out. It's going to be a move towards the left, and it's a great ball over the top from QLT, and it means that Liam Kay can sweep in and score. Well, that's just what Toronto needed. Liam Kay, the celebrations are being kept to a minimum because they know they've still got a heck of a job to do here, but at least the job's got started now.
Well, when they've been at the right ends of the field, they've got a result, and there's another message there, but with this wind and the way that London are playing, they're not going to get many opportunities to do this. If they get 3 or 4 for the rest of the game, they've got to execute as well as they did there. Super try through the hands, going at the fringes, and Kay. There we go. Ball over the top. Great ball. Kay finishes.
So there's hope, where before there was desperation. Now this is a tough kick here from Ryan Briley. Just a step in from that left touch line. He struck it well enough, but the London voices were suggesting it had gone wide well before the flags had gone down for the 2 touches, but 27 points to 16. Toronto back almost within touching distance.
Sims out to Macron, who finds QLT with a super ball out to Liam Kay.
So 27-16. That little drop goal from Jared Sammut in the first half might yet have a role to play in this game, given the tough kicking conditions in the wind.
That was a smart kick.
10 points 11 points rather the difference, so Toronto... Oh, that's a knock-on. That's a knock-on from Bezic. Well, they keep giving their opponents a lift back in the game here. Have a look at this. Yeah. It was a knock-on, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, the referee said it was.
So head and feed for London. Deep inside their opponent's half again. Samet's involved. So too is fullback Walker. 20 yards out. Samet
chimed into the line well, hasn't he, young Walker?
Wipes his hands on his shorts. He wanted clean grip of the ball. He puts it for Ione to have a drive forward. They're claiming a high tackle. The referee pats his shoulder and says it was that high and no higher, and that's okay in this game. Batty again. Now it's Samet. Gourangi with the ball back in the inside. Here's Walker chiming in, as Brian Noble says, again on the right-hand side this time. Cunningham stands and waits a dummy half. Wants this ball played as quickly as he possibly can. Piorangi to his left now. He puts a little dummy on and a couple of steps. Tries to wriggle through, but they grab a hold and put him down. Still a couple of tackles to go here. Crucial set here. Toronto desperate to keep the Broncos at bay. Batty to Samet. Samet with a kick and chase. There's work to be done, or will the ball do it for them? The ball's done it for them. It's gone dead, and it means that Toronto will get the tap restart. Oh, it's a yellow card coming out here. He's given a penalty to London, and he has sent off Andrew Dixon, I think. Yellow carded Andrew Dixon for holding the runner. Well, Toronto thought they got away with it, but suddenly they're back in trouble here again, Brian.
Yeah, interesting to see this one. I didn't pick up on it. Referee clearly has. The Samet kick. So here we go. Let's have a look. So there's the kick from Samet.
Well, he made contact on him, didn't he?
He did make contact with him, but
didn't seem to alter the line of run that Samet was on, you would say.
Well, Samet didn't complain either, so there's an indicator that maybe the referees adjudicated that a whole lot more serious than both Samet and Dixon did.
Well, it has given London an opportunity just to edge themselves into a 3-score lead, crucially. We might get a word from Matt Shaw maybe in a moment or two to see what the reaction has been on the Toronto bench. It'll be interesting to see what they made of that. Anyway, in the meantime, here's Samet. Just a little back pedal and forward he comes again. Hits it well enough again, and it's now 29 points to 16. So let's have a look at this this moment again. It's a big moment in the game, Brian.
Yeah, well, let's have a look from this angle, see if you see any different.
London Broncos 29, Toronto Wolfpack.
Well, he hasn't. It looks like a penalty, but it's not a penalty. It's dearing me today if that's. Well, the referees adjudicated it, and Samet's obliged with the 2 points. So.
Well, down below us, Matt Shaw is standing very close to that Toronto bench. What was the reaction down there, Matt? Stunned silence, I think. I don't think it's Matt's fault. I don't think we've got the microphone over. And the kick has not gone 10. Oh, it has gone 10.
Did go 10.
Referee said it has gone 10.
Yeah, I thought it went 10 and blew back.
Okay. Yeah, crossed the white line in the air and then blew back into the 10-metre zone. Yeah. So it's the perfect kick, isn't it? Have a look at that. Have a look at that. Yep, quite clearly crossed the line and then blows back in. Bezic. Driven in by Sims. Here's Bezic. Bezic to Sidlow. Bezic again. Macron. QLT chiming in. Ball over the top. Liam Carroll is locked. And it's a penalty as well. It's a penalty for London anyway. It wouldn't have counted. Liam Case blushes spared. Maybe he heard the whistle and he put him off the catch, but it's a penalty.
What's he saying, an obstruction?
Well, the Aussie referee is certainly at the centre of things here at the moment. There's a big kick because the wind's behind it. So have a look at this. What's he given a penalty for here? Obstruction, yeah. So the penalty saves London. 29-16, 20 minutes left to play. Could be quite a finish here. Pewarangi putting the foot down again. Cunningham looking to the right-hand side. Step from Lovell. 20 out. The London fans are getting excited. Cunningham now. Little step again. Here comes the last. Cunningham's going to go to the blind side. I'm not sure if he knew it was the 6. Rush of blood maybe. White line fever.
That's not a bad place to hand the ball over with. A running game needed from the Wolfpack to get them out of this corner.
They've got a lot of work to do. Buchanan. Look at the yards they've got to do here, and look how eager London are in defence. Bezic putting the step on. Briley going on the outside. If that ball had gone away, he would have gone, but Bezic couldn't quite get it out of the tackle. They did it effectively, the London defenders. Sidlow across the line. McCrone now taken on again by Westerman. But that's the 5th, I think, when he goes down. Yep, referee Hollis. Tackle 5, so it's going to be a kick here. McCrone, little chip over the top. Briley's after this. Oh, the bounce went past him. That's a real dose of bad luck from Toronto's point of view.
That's the bounce of the ball. It's the right play for me. We've got to experiment here. Well, chance their arm in essence to get back into this game. So London have got the bit between their teeth and they're defending well and trying to restrict the territory, but there's a bounce that doesn't quite go McCrone and Briley's way.
Different bounce, different outcome. Instead, London still have that 29-16 lead and still look eager for this into the final 19 minutes. Cunningham. It's with Samet. This now is Pitts. They just have to do the basics right now, London. Not make any mistakes, not give any penalties away. That will be their mantra. Matty Fleming cutting back towards the middle. New this year, made his debut only last week against Featherstone. Summit's kick hits a Toronto player, but you can't say he played at that quite clearly. So it'll be Toronto's head and feed.
Well, here's a kick from Samet. Ricochets off the back of Briley's legs.
Wasn't moving forward, put his arms in the air. So these are big moments in a big game at the top of the table. London could be well clear at the end of the night, unless Toronto can get themselves back in it. Bezic slammed in by Pownall, slammed into by Butler. Welcome to the game to Robert Butler, the 19-year-old from the Medway Dragons. Early days for him in his rugby league career. Here's McCrone, now Westerman. Westerman sliding through. Briley's there in support, they've thrown it behind him. Well, a couple of times, right place, right time, but the ball went somewhere that you didn't expect. Westerman just not able quite to catch him with that pass. 17 minutes to play. 3 scores needed by Toronto. Cunningham. Pitts again, pushes his way into a gap. Support from Walker. Walker's away. Case coming across. Walker's going to score the try, and that might just be a match winner for Alex Walker. London are celebrating. They are that close now to a huge 2 points in the early stages of this championship season.
Yeah, it's a great score from London again. Pitts, the architect, he just picks a hole and piles his way. Cunningham finds him, but Pitts just takes over, gets rid of Briley, gets rid of Worthington. He's got Walker on the inside, who's going to finish that every day of the week with the speed that the young man's got. Great score, London Broncos. Pitts picks out the half-back, pushes on, keeps going. Walker's on his inside. See you later. There's the score.
$33 points to 16 in London's favour. Big win against Featherstone last week. They score heavily on this field. Certainly that's the evidence of their first 3 home games so far this season. And they're on their way surely now to a victory, unless Toronto can pull something miraculously out of the bag in what remains of the game. Samet steadying himself here. Jared Samet. His kicking has been just about impeccable. Has a look back at the ball. Been trying to use the wind, but this time he started it too far left. I think that's the first he's missed today, isn't it? But it's 33 points to 16.
There he goes. Pitts gone. Walker, like every fullback on the inside there, clean pair of heels.
Still means with that kick missed that 3 tries, 3 goals does actually win it for Toronto, but there's no signs of London weakening at all. Again, it's a high one. Again, it's going to blow back, but this time it is London who are awake to the situation a little more, and they come up with possession. Dixon. Tackle 2 already on the halfway line. Cunningham. Options right and left. Comes left. Taken in by Owney. Cunningham waiting here. It's going to be the big fella, Spencer. Drives it in. Cunningham again. That's working things, making things. Ione driving it in. Good solid carry by him up to the 20-metre mark. That's the 5th. This is surely going to be a kick here, is it? Yep, a little grubber kick though, a tester, and Whiting's across there to mop things up for Toronto.
They did, but it's great field position for this London team.
Dixon back on the field, by the way, from the sin binning. So Toronto back to 13 men. Dixon just coming on. Needs to get himself warmed up again quickly, Buchanan. Here he is, Dixon, first touch since he was forced to sit on the naughty step for 10 minutes. Sims to Macrone to QLT, who's looking to weave a little bit of magic here. Bops the ball out of the back door, and Sims can't get hold of it. Wouldn't have been expecting that, but even so, he'll be disappointed to have knocked on and to give London the head and feet again at the scrum here. Is it a handover? It's a 6th tackle, it's a handover.
Yep, it's the last play.
All getting a little desperate for Toronto.
Well, it appears that way. With 15 minutes left, the difficulty is getting to the right part of the field, because London have aimed up defensively, certainly the second half, and understand the dynamics of this wind and running into the wind with a little bit of push, and so opportunities won't be numerous.
Level to Dixon. Dixon again with a little dance and a dart. Whiting gets hold of him and just holds him up long enough for Westerman to get the shoulder in to make a solid stop. Here comes Butler, the youngster again. We had a Chester Butler last week. We've got a Robert Butler this week. Lovell. Cunningham. Down the blind side they search Helliwell. No number on his shirt now after the blood incident a little earlier. Cunningham dancing and weaving and just injecting a little bit of pace and testing them there. Dixon, Fiorangi sliding it through. It bounces up, it bounces awkwardly. Who's going to claim this? Well, it's going to be Toronto. But when Worthington does get hands on it, he's inside his own in-goal area to drop out underneath the sticks again.
Well, his kicks have been outstanding, Fiorangi, today, and in relation to that chase, they're only as good as the chase, and the chase has been willing and energetic, and really black shirts in the frame there, in and amongst the white.
Well, they're never going to get distance with a dropout, not with a win like that, but they get a bit of luck there. There's miscommunication, but then in the Toronto line as well, which has handed possession straight back to London. Toronto should have had an advantage there, a real bonus ball, but instead it is back in London's hands. And the game now is in their hands completely. Ione held up, look where the goal line is. Buchanan back there, QLT back there, but across it comes. Bounces, Walker. 15 away. Dixon's in at dummy half again. Is he going to try a little bright, flashy run? Well, he is across the line and then passes on for Samet. Still 15 or so away according to the markings, but the Toronto players are back on their own line to defend. It's Butler again. All the enthusiasm of the youngster. Held up just short. Cunningham. Scruffy play the ball, but he runs round the outside and creates some space and has scored the try. Well, they could have scored in any number of ways there, London Broncos, when Cunningham went running from the slowest play the ball you've ever seen. But somehow he's manufactured a score, and it's 37-16.
Well, he just kept going, didn't he? Here's the short dropout. It should have been cleaned up by the Wolfpack, because London make a mess of it, and which gives the Cunningham the chance. Well, he's off when he's running, and somebody's jumped the line, which gives him an opportunity to come back in the line, and Whiting can't quite stop the play. Well done, London. Well done, Cunningham.
Determination in the end needed just to get that final touchdown. 37 points to 16. Who saw that coming before the day began? And Samet with a chance to make it 39 here. There's not a lot of chatter going on behind the Toronto line at the moment, but it's almost a lost cause here. Case of dust yourself down and put it down to being one of those days today from Toronto's point of view.
Yep.
Samet again is in no rush here. Clock stopped anyway, so Featherstone, by the way, we're hearing 52 points to 14. They lead against Sheffield, so they bounced back from their defeat here last week. They're going to be up there and thereabouts, aren't they? It's a good start to the year. There's a kick, and the flags are up. Flags are up, and it's 39 points to 16 into the final 9-10 minutes of the game.
Yeah. Here's the Cunningham run. He's just looking for a space and finds one. He's got plenty to go at, and he's an athletic boy, and drags Richard Whiting over the line.
Lee's a late kickoff tonight, isn't it? Against Toulouse. There's another of those short kickoffs, intentional or unintentional because of the wind. Buchanan is the man who comes up with it this time. Dewsbury 20, Swinton 0 is another latest score. Batley 32, Barrow 12. So Batley powering their way to an impressive win. Down the hill at Mount Pleasant, or up the hill at Mount Pleasant. This now is Sidlow, trying to get the arms free, wants the offload, gets the offload. Bezik's there to pick it up and run another 5 meters or so downfield. Toronto looking to give themselves something to cheer at the end of the game, and well, it just rolled off Bezik's foot. And again, just one of those days. Just one of those days. and London get possession back with a head and feet at the scrum.
Well, it's hard to argue. He kicks the ball forward and can't clean it up. But due to get a knock on, I think it's a penalty. And
you can't play the ball forward anymore, can you? Once upon a time you could. So head and feed here for Jared Samet. And Cunningham is knocked on, spotted by the touchy, I think, because the referee was a little unsighted, but it has given Toronto a chance to get them some possession back again here. 7 minutes to go. It's not a situation they can turn around. Biley will pop it in. Bezic to McCrone. QLT. Oh, Dixon came across.
Battered it down,
knocked it on. Referee will stop the clock. Well, it's a big statement of intent here today from London, isn't it?
Definitely. They'll be absolutely thrilled with the result. And vindication. Danny Ward's approach to where they're playing their football.
Bezic goes left, here's McCrone. It's an indication maybe of where rugby league's going at large as well. The fact that these two are the big heavyweight contenders, and Toulouse have had a great start to the season. If they beat Lee today, it's a big if. But if they do, then they'll be very much up there too. So in terms of expansion of the game at this level, it's looking pretty healthy at this stage of the season. Brierley, McCrone sliding it through, but there's no one really chasing that. It's an easy one for Walker, and he'll dance his way back downfield.
Yeah, I don't get that. I get the kick. You've got to tip your outside people up in relation to I'm going to kick this, and it's early in the tackle count. I don't think they were ready for it.
Matt Davis has come back on the field as well for London for these latter stages. James Cunningham is the man who's gone off, who he has replaced. So London just looking to buy a few yards here, carry that ball downfield. Rhys Williams has looked a real flyer on a couple of occasions, hasn't he? Underline how good he is. Ione. Davis, fresh back on the field. Samet. Kicking a chase on. Dixon got the early shout there. Dixon Kay should have this covered, but well, look at Dixon is flying here. Dixon is flying, and he's tackled Kay in the in-goal area, and from nothing they've got a drop out underneath the sticks.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant from Samet. Genuinely, he was going for the 40-20. I think he's kicked it from inside the 40, and he's leathered it. It's going and it's going and it's going, and Kay has to clean the ball up. Dixon's on the fly. He's steaming down the sidelines, and boom, there you go from Jared Samet.
Dixon was off straight away, wasn't he? An awkward bounce for Kay to deal with, especially under that kind of pressure.
Yeah.
Drop out underneath the sticks. 5 minutes left to play. Again, because of the wind, it ain't going too far downfield. Peorangi will bring it back an extra 10 steps or so. London are measuring themselves up for another try. They want 40. Never mind the 39 they're perched on at the moment. Penalty here. Holding down. Another set of 6 beckons. Jared Samet, though, says, no, we'll take the easy option to the points. We'll kick a goal here with 4 minutes remaining. You can hardly blame him.
Well, it's job done already. Second minute. Off the clock as well.
So a kick. Should be eminently kickable. He's 7 out of 8 so far. 7 out of 8. That's for 8 out of 9. It's taking all the time in the world. A little soft shoe shuffle, and over it goes. 41 points to 16. It is a scoreline that will certainly resonate around rugby league land. The London Broncos are the real deal because they are beating Toronto here very, very healthily. And in the early stages of this season, London are going to be flying high at the top of the championship table. Again, it's short. Again, it's a battle. But again, it is London who have possession, with Robert Butler managing to get up there. Frustrating afternoon for the Wolfpack.
Well, it's been a good afternoon for the Broncos.
Terrific for them, growing in confidence, no doubt. In terms of what they can achieve this season, Ione just a couple of strides inside the Toronto half. And what is, you know, for those who want to see the London game blossoming, one of the encouraging aspects of this London side is the number of London-born players who've only come through in rugby league because of the existence of the Broncos. And look at this, they're enjoying themselves. Here's Matt Davis, and he's got it away to Alex Walker. And Alex Walker, who hails from Harlow in Essex, will put the icing on the cake for the London Broncos. The home fans are chanting easy, easy. They never thought it would be, but that's the way it's turning out in this second half. It's 45 points to 60.
Walk that man Walker on the end of it again. Lightning speed when he gets in the clear. Davis with the pass, coming to the fringes. Out the back, Samet. Expansion, offloads. Pitts gets the ball from the offload. He thinks he's going to ground, gets the ball again to Davis. Davis finds Walker, gets on the outside of Pownall, and he's too quick. Just too quick. There he is, in full flight.
Second of the afternoon, isn't it, for Alex Walker? Big smiles on his face. He's chatting with David Hughes a little earlier, the man who's financed the London side for so many years. Is this the year that his investment turns into Super League gold? We shall wait and see. Too early to call it at this stage. There's a long, long way to go. But you cannot do better than they have done so far. And as Jared Samet prepares to take this conversion attempt, Brian Noble, you've had the task today of judging the man of the match. We'll get your verdict on that just after we've seen Samet kick here. He starts it left, and round it comes with the wind. 47 points to 16. So Brian Noble, man of the match today.
Well, it's Jared Samet. I think his halfback partner, Happy Puarangi, has a terrific game as well, but that's a thoroughly deserved victory for him. It's been led by Samet and Puarangi. They've just been too fast today, the London Broncos, against this Wolfpack team.
Look at that scoreline, as somebody once said. London Broncos 47, Toronto Wolfpack 16. London Broncos have just sent out a message to the rest of the championship, if it already hadn't been sounded before. They are the real deal this year. They are the pedigree side at the moment, top of the table. 47-16 is some thumping. There's been some frustration here for Toronto. They need to get themselves off the floor and quickly, Brian Noble, after this today.
Yeah, absolutely. Fourth in the season, fourth game into the season. Certainly not the result the Wolfpack wanted, but it's an awakening, to say the least, isn't it? You know, the good team, London Broncos, played really well today, thoroughly deserved. They went too fast, too quick, too off the ground. Halfbacks playing on top of their game, Samet and Puarangi, kicking game superb. Just played everything right today.
Let's go down to Matt Shaw. Who are you with, Matt?
With Jared Samet, Jared man of the match today. How pleased are you with that performance?
Yeah, today was a really big game. You know, we knew we had to back up from last week, and you know, Toronto, they're no easy feat. They love to play. They've got quality across the park, and we had to turn up for the full 80 minutes today. Again, you know, they threw a lot at us, but credit to the boys. They really stuck in defence. And, you know, we won the energy battle, which allowed us to play our style of football, and we got to come out on top.
Do you feel like you've made a real statement of intent today, not just to the Championship, but even Super League?
Mate, it's only early days. We can't get too far ahead of ourselves. But, I mean, it's big steps towards the goal that we want to achieve. And again, you know, to be 4 from 4, mate, we'll take that. And now we're going to regroup and look forward to next week.
And you look like you're really enjoying your rugby as well.
Yeah, I think, you know, the environment that we've got around the place at the moment, you know, it's a place that you want to be involved in. It's a place you want to stay around. And I think it's shown on the field, you know. Everybody's turning up for one another and we're putting on a lot of points. And I hope the fans enjoy the display that we put out for them every week.
Enjoy it yourself, Jared. Well done today.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
5-Star Wrestling are bringing the best talent from all over the globe live on Free Sports every Thursday night.
Discover new.
Life is full of frightful things. The great thing is to find.
We're looking into disappearances, some recent, others dating back several years.
Are you going back up to space?
I'm coming back, I promise.
He said it was a game. And I hope for all of our sakes that it is a game.
The real killer is right here. One of you people.
It's Jigsaw. Murder here.
You leave her out of this. Not a game simple.
Behaviour or the abuse, and said he left for footballing reasons. The social media giant Facebook has funded a pilot programme to try to de-radicalise extremists. The project was led by a counter-extremism organisation who used the Messenger service to challenge the views of users posting extreme far-right and Islamist content. But privacy campaigners have questioned the programme's use of fake profiles and whether Facebook should be involved in surveillance work at all. That's a summary of the latest BBC News, more at 10:30.
Thank you very much. Hugh's back now, he's got the latest sport.
Hello again, good morning. Well, if you're an Arsenal fan, you probably aren't having the best week. 3-0 defeat to Manchester City in the League Cup final to contend with. And now the same opponents to face, Manchester City in the Premier League on Thursday night. And now, well, a club great, Ian Wright, has urged manager Arsene Wenger to step down at the end of the season. He says he can't make a case for him staying in the role. Wright also feels the club's owner, Stan Kroenke, has lost interest and that a new 2-year deal given to Wenger last summer was a mistake.
I want Arsenal to start to challenge again. I want us to start signing players that makes you excited again. I want somebody who's going to come into in and around the Arsenal board who's going to lay down the law to people, and the new manager, whoever that's going to be, and the players who are now on Easy Street, literally. A few of them own Easy Street and renting out properties on it. It's going to take Arsenal a few years to get back into that, because remember, everybody's progressing right now and moving forward, all of them.
The drug testing programme in the English Football League is unacceptable, according to an expert. At least a quarter of players were not tested last season, which Professor Ivan Waddington says is not good enough. The FA says it runs one of the most comprehensive national anti-doping programmes in world sport, and that testing has increased, with more than 5,000 set to be carried out in the Premier League this season. Boxer Curtis Woodhouse is considering his future in the sport after the death of Scott Westgarth. Woodhouse was due to headline the bill in Doncaster, which included the fight where Westgarth suffered a fatal injury. Woodhouse says it makes him question whether the profession or the sport are justifiable. Scotland could be without a key man as they look to follow up that huge Six Nations win over England. Ryan Wilson's tournament, though, could be over if he's found guilty of making eye contact with an opponent. The incident happened in that historic Calcutta Cup victory as he tangled with Nathan Hughes at Murrayfield. Wilson appears before the disciplinary committee tomorrow. The 8-time Olympic gold medalist Usain Bolt will fulfil a dream in June when he plays football at Old Trafford. He's a huge Manchester United fan and has made no secret of the fact that he would love to be a professional footballer. His first step will be as captain of the World 11 in the Soccer Aid match, where he'll be taking on Robbie Williams' England side. The teams will feature A-list stars and footballing legends, and Bolt says he has a special celebration planned for when he scores. Not if. He's always been a confident boy, as we know. That's all the sport for now. I'll have more later in the hour.
Cheers to you, thank you. Now, we had such an incredible response from you to our programme live from a pupil referral unit yesterday, Hawkswood Primary Pupil Referral Unit in North East London, that we thought we'd talk more about it through the week, actually. It takes up to 40 children who've been excluded from mainstream education between the ages of 4 and 11. The reason we were there was because we've discovered a big rise in the numbers of primary school-aged children in England being educated at Prew's. It's up 34% over the last 4 years. Many of you got in touch to talk about your own child's experiences at a Prew, and we'll hear from you in a moment, because all week we're looking at the work of Prew's. Exclusion impacts on the children first and foremost, but it affects parents too, of course. Two of those parents we've met, Kerry Wooden and Shelley Porter, talk to us at length about the emotions they feel, from guilt and shame to pride.
I'm Shelley. I have 4 children. I have my eldest, who's at university. I've got 6-year-old twins, and then I have Cruz. I could see from an early age that Cruz was going to struggle at school. He wasn't making friends. And any friend that tried to get close, Cruz would bully, push away. He was just different.
My name's Kerry. I've got 2 children. My oldest one is 11, his name's Jamie, and I've got Logan, who is 7.
The best bit about being 7 is seeing your dad and going swimming with him, like I did, and getting your own way, almost.
Logan's journey has been horrendous, horrific. He's had a terrible time. Really, really bad time. Told constantly that he's weird and that he's different. I know that I'm weird, Mummy, but I can't help it. It's just who I am. And that's when that kind of like, oh, it hurt, you know. Because he was only 5 at the time, and I just kind of said to him, everybody's weird. Everybody's weird in their own little way. You're just you.
Cruz has made life really difficult, not just for me, for himself, but for the whole family. You try and do everything you can to please him, but you often find that nothing's enough. He almost boycotts any kind of fun by ending any fun day out with some kind of outburst or fight with his brothers and sisters.
Sometimes he can be nice, but sometimes he can be not nice. Yeah. Yeah, he can be like that, you know.
When he was, and how happy he was and relaxed. He's been given a diagnosis for anxiety but no diagnosis for autism. People from the outside, they just see the naughty behaviour. So that's scary as well, because then they're not seeing the illness that comes along with it when he's been ill, like literally physically making himself sick, wetting the bed, needing to go to the toilet before he leaves the house, alopecia, blood spots all over his face, he'll get broken capillaries. There's so many different things and so many different sides to it all, but people don't understand that and they don't see that.
Yeah, I did feel shame because there was incidents where Cruz was hitting other children at school, or maybe breaking their pencil, ripping up some work, and I felt that parents would be looking at me when I was taking him to school, you know, that's the one, it was Cruz, Cruz did it.
You're always being judged.
Child is not actually that lovable. So I used to say, like, I love him, but how the hell is anyone else going to love him or even like him?
Guilt. Which part?
I did have a lot of, I suppose, guilt that I was letting him down just because I didn't know what to do. But I never felt that I wasn't giving him everything I could.
For me, my guilt is not trusting my own judgment and listening to other people. And what do you want to drink? Because I'd be like, no, there's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. Everyone would be like, no, there's not, he's just being spoiled, he should do this, he should do that.
Cruz does come from a very loving, stable family, although I'm not with his dad anymore. You know, I don't want people to think that that could be the reason why, you know, he's behaved like this.
I'm a hairdresser, so whilst I was working, I'd be getting...
Our vehicles support that policing action.
The brand new series, Cop Car Workshop, starts Monday at 8, new and exclusive to Dave.
Or you can watch it now, on demand, with UK TV Play.
Boating tip 30. Beef up your body.
Them to utilise that, and it certainly will be a factor in the second half.
Well, there's some well-known names in this London side. Matt Davis bringing it forward. Matthew Rossley, by the way, today, Australian referee. Toronto, just to let you know, as Jared Samet gets ready to take this kick, we've got a bit of treatment here. So the Toronto side today, it's as you'd expect, really. Here we go. Quentin Lula-Tagagai is the fullback. Pownall, Worthington, Rawsthorne and Kay, the three-quarters. McCrone and Brierley, the halves. And up front, Emmett, Bezic and Sims, Dixon, Whiting and Westerman in the back row. And on the bench, it's Sidlow, Ackers, Buchanan and Krasnicki. Another of the ex-London players, Olsey Krasnicki.
Yeah, he also will want a big game and a great start from the Broncos in relation to the penalty that they got for themselves.
It's Davis again. 30 metres away, 5 to go. Cunningham, the whole lad, in at dummy half, looking to that left, and Ione again getting involved. So Toronto under pressure in these early stages. Here's Cunningham. Dummying it back to Samet, who tries to cut through.
He backed himself there, didn't he, Samet? Saw a little bit of a glimpse, but was quickly closed by the Wolfpack defence.
Cunningham throwing it wide, a step by Piorangi, back down the middle, who's going to be held up within sight, almost touching distance of that goal line. It's Cunningham again who spins it. It's caught by his face by Spencer, who will try to force his way over. The big lad, Tom Spencer, back at Wigan, back in the day. Cunningham again, now they come right. Here goes Helliwell. Good defending, though, from Toronto.
Well, it was a good read from Toronto and had to be a little bit of a play around the ruck by Piorangi. He was wanting to get himself free to either find a kick or a pass play, but closed down really quick by the Wolfpack defence.
So Toronto with a chance to try and clear their lines here. First carry for them is Rawsthorne. Coach is looking on from their eyrie. Driven in by Emmett. It's a lovely afternoon here in, what do you call this, West London? Fashionable West London in Ealing, I think it is. Northwest London?
Northwest.
Northwest London. It's fashionable, it's freezing, but it's sunny. And it's Toronto who are in. Sims getting the pass away for Dixon to carry it on, a stride or two, but they've reached the 5th. So they're already up to 6. The kick from Briley bounces on this hard ground. Easily read by the London players. They play on this every other week.
Well, exactly. If there is any advantage, it will be to London, as you'd expect with it being a home field. They'll know how this ball reacts to whatever kind of kick that they put up.
It's Rhys Williams who's taken that carry in, who's well known to Warrington players, the Welsh international, Warrington fans I should say. Rhys Williams on this near side. London trying to find a way through here. Early stages of what should be an interesting challenge. Kieran Dixon. Now it's moved back towards the middle once more. Alex Walker, the fullback's chiming in. A step from Matty Fleming, who carries it on again. The contact was made, but he's still made about 10 metres after that. So London putting themselves in decent position, but they're on the last one again, so Summit will put it high in the air. Where's this coming down? It holds up in the breeze. It's padded at by one of the London players, Pewarangi, but it's collected safely by Whiting for Toronto.
Well, there's an intention there from London, a bit of a spread play early, trying to get on the outside, and then back to their go-to person, Jared Samet. Kick the ball high into the air, into this wind.
QLT out of dummy half. It is blowing into the faces of London in this first half, I think, isn't it?
The wind is with Toronto.
Yeah.
So as you look at the screen, it's blowing from right to left.
There's Emmett towards the halfway line. Toronto hoping to get the wind in their sails. McCrone just taking on Pewarangi. Two players who've plenty of experience in the NRL. Pewarangi in Parramatta and McCrone at Canberra and latterly St George Illawarra. Briley again it's a high one. Where's this coming down? Williams underneath it has patched it very safely, and a great step, and off he goes, and he's putting the foot down.
Williams.
Briley bounces him off, but QLT's across there to make the tackle. Well, that's lit up this London crowd. They're enjoying what they're seeing. Ione now looking back down that left-hand side. Cunningham keeps it moving towards the right. Pewarangi dropping the pass off of Helliwell. And Helliwell's going to be wrapped up by a couple.
Well, they've recovered the Wolfpack defence. Brilliant break from Williams down that left-hand side on the back of the kick.
Spencer involved again. Back goes Pewarangi to Samet, trying to bring them on. Toronto safe enough at the moment. Ione, Samet up to the line. It's taken by Pewarangi. They're trying to create a bit of space. The flick pass out to Dixon, who comes back looking towards the middle, Kieran Dixon. But he's got nowhere to go because of those defenders. It's the threat of him being carried towards the touchline.
There's a threat there, isn't he, with his footwork?
Lovell. Pewarangi, grubber kick through, bouncing awkward.